get started. Does anyone want to get out?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Friday Night Frenzy, where WonderBat is always canon, and the topics, they're more like a set of guidelines. We were going to talk about the Twilight Zone here, but we had some of the co-hosts had some stuff coming up, so we're just doing something fun here. But first, let me bring in my very illustrious co-host.
Hey, it's me.
Prove it.
You're a dick.
Okay.
Hello,
I'll take it,
Jared.
I'll-
How you doing?
I'll take it as long as I'm Cyclops.
And that means I'm Wolverine.
Yeah, there you go.
So how you doing, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Just hanging out.
Oh, looks like Jared's having a bit of a throat attack here.
I'm allergic to your bullshit. That's what it is.
Well, that's just prime.
Had to. There you go.
What you been playing, playa? Oh, I haven't busted that one out in a while.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been playing Suicide Squad. Obviously, I've been enjoying it personally, and I've been working through like some of the leaks that came out today about like the plot of the game and like where it's gonna go for the foreseeable seasons. Because I do think, if the leaks are to be believed, which I tend to think they are because a lot of the leaks pre-release were true, this game is going to last at least to a season 5, and then they're going to call it. Season 5 is going to be the conclusion of the story. You know how I know that?
Here's the thing. They may just cancel it early. That's the thing. They may have planned a season 5, but you got to realize this game's on life support already. It had a disastrous launch, and let's just be honest, the DLC they had planned didn't really do them any favors.
But the reason why I say that they probably say just let us get to the Justice League is because, so obviously, and we all know this, Deathstroke is going to show up and be a playable character and stuff.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, what's up, Dave? According to the leaks, what Deathstroke has been doing is traveling through the multiverse, killing Brainiac. So they're kind of shortening that whole plot. They're like, just get the Justice League back. So next game, we can make a Justice League game and be done.
I mean, how bold of you to assume there'll be a Justice League game.
I'm going off of what James Gunn said, that like, who said this is going to be the last Arkham game? Which you could believe him or not, but still, I'm like, all right.
I swear, every time that man opens his mouth, he just creates more and more problems.
Yeah.
Hey, Black Reaper Kai.
What's up?
I've been good. Started playing a little bit of Metal Gear Solid 5 again, and then got a really good deal on Dragon Quest 11, so I can kind of been playing that. I watched a very, very mediocre movie last night, which we'll get more of that on CLD. But the thing is,
I can't wait.
I also watched the finale of a pretty good show. But that kind of leads us into
human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, Paciparia.
I'm sorry.
Well done.
I'm actually very proud of that.
Not
like,
bad, dude. Wow.
Is that the first time you've seen that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually very proud of that. So
That you should. MSK. Oh God.
Well, we are being invaded.
Yes,
So we're
right.
going to start off headline hysteria with talking about Invincible Season 2, where they dropped their finale, and I got to say it was pretty good.
Yeah, really good.
So, oh, dear God.
Mhm. It's not a gender swapped Mr. Freeze. It's his wife, where on this Earth he became the thing. I don't think that. Okay, the only lead character. I mean, okay, fine, but it's like, all right. I really don't care at this point. I'm just like, just get.
I mean,
the,
if they
the
want to
Justice
use
League back up.
Ravager, I have no problem with that because she's an established character. Like, you want
But-
to use Ravager as like your female Deathstroke, then fine, go ahead.
No,
That's
they're
an
using
established character.
Deathstroke. That's what I would say. Why? That's what I was gonna say. If they were going to use Ravager, why have Deathstroke be a playable character? That's redundant.
I don't know, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, you want your female Deathstroke, Ravager exists, but the problem is, you know how these writers are. They want their royalties.
You wanted a
So instead,
Who said you wanted a female Deathstroke though?
no, I'm just trying to like rationalize this kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
but anyway, Invincible season 2.
I loved it. Again, and I said this on UTC. My only problem with the series was that long ass break they took in the middle of it.
Yeah, Rose Wilson. Yeah,
Mhm.
I do think the break was a bit of a problem. I was actually reading an interview with Robert Kirkman. Dear God, that guy's a pompous asshole. Like, I'm sorry. Like when I'm reading his stuff, that guy is an arrogant asshole. He creates good stuff. Like that. My God, he's a creative genius. But he's a bit of an a-hole. But
Oh, you mean you don't believe him when he said that Omni-Man would easily defeat Superman? And I'm like, no.
I wish I had
Whoa! That's interesting, but I sure don't care.
I wish I had your
Close
lead
enough.
clip where punching that, but like that was the best thing.
I can just send it to you after this, but yeah,
Alright.
as soon as I watched that, I was like, I'm like, I get what you're trying to do because he wants to hype up his stuff. I get that. Hey,
Oh!
what's up, Ruthie?
Hey, Ruthie. Yes, we are the dynamic duo.
Yes,
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
He's Batgirl. I wasn't
be a Bruce
intending that,
Timm.
Jared. I
Don't be
wasn't
a Bruce
intending
Timm.
that. I
Don't be a
wasn't
Bruce
intending
Timm.
that.
By the way, I was watching when I was on the Sci-Fi Center last night. I got him to rant about how much he hates Batman the animated series. Here's why: because he said that sanitized Batman. Because now everyone thinks that because what mainstream the no kill rule was that series. So he was like, I hate that because Batman doesn't have a no kill rule. Plus, when you look at the storylines coming out at the same time, it wasn't that sanitized crap as he called it. But anyway, so back to this. It's like, I get that Kirkman wants to like hype up his stuff, and people are gonna ask that who would win in a fight, Superman or Omni-Man. But he was just too much like
Jared.
Yeah.
Winding it back. So you said you got the guy to rant about how much he hates Batman animated series. This is my reaction.
What have you done?
I didn't even do anything really. I just mentioned about how much I hate Bruce Timm.
I mean, we all know that.
Yeah.
But,
But-
anyway, continue.
Yeah, but I get what he's doing because you're gonna be like, oh yeah, my character's awesome. But against Superman, when I was watching, as soon as I finished reading that, I was like, that is the most moronic thing I've ever heard. There's no way Omni-Man easily defeats Superman.
All right, let me just set the record straight. Batman would body Screecher. Okay, it's not even a contest.
Mhm.
Like Batman could defeat Screecher with one hand high to hide his back. Like she might have a chance against Tim Drake Robin. Even that is a maybe. So this is like my character is not stronger than Batman. I'm just putting that out there.
Wonder Woman would completely behead and disrespect Athena. You're right, Goku wins. No, I'm of the opinion that if Goku ever fought Batman, Batman would win because he's Batman. I'm leaking. I've held that opinion.
You're pissing in a
I'm like, Batman would have a contingency plan for Goku.
See, my favorite like versus is Spider-Man versus Superman. They fight for like 5 minutes, and then they start talking, and then Clark would hire Peter as his photographer for the Daily Planet.
That would be so great. By the way, so in Heroes Reborn, the more recent Marvel event where they basically turned Marvel into the DC universe, which basically means they made the Marvel universe better. Peter Parker was the Jimmy Olsen of that universe, and he still became a Spider character. It's really funny.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, it's an easy slot to put him in. It's kind of obvious the slot to put him in.
Yeah, except he wasn't a ginger.
Oh man.
So there you go.
But anyway, getting back to
Your
Feedback this
thoughts
season on Invincible season 2.
on the whole Omni-Man can beat Superman BS?
Let me
This is why Superman works alone.
Mhm.
this is what I say to the guy who says Omni-Man can be Superman.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Yeah, that's pretty much my feelings on those comments. But Invincible season 2, I thought it was really good. But yeah, that Spider-Man cameo, while kind of cool. Yes, I am A-okay with that. Please
Yes,
find
there
me
you
extra points if she's a goth ginger.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, if you find me a goth ginger, I'll be like,
I'll be in my bunk.
Yeah.
also bonk.
Don't encourage him, but
Uh,
but yeah. So your thoughts? Omni-Man and Homelander is a good matchup and powerful.
I
DC.
mean,
yeah.
Ruthie approves. But I'm sorry, like a toothpick could defeat Homelander. Let's be honest.
Again, my whole theory is that Homelander is not as powerful as he projects. It's all through fear.
See, like Robert Kirkman said, Homelander could defeat Invincible. This is where I disagree with this. I
No.
think Invincible could defeat.
Yeah,
Homelander.
Invincible could easily defeat Homeland. Well, maybe not easily, but Invincible could defeat Homelander.
But I really liked it.
Mhm.
The Adam Eve stuff was really good. I'm really excited for what they're setting up. I just gotta say, this show is just a breath of fresh air. And it's really interesting when you compare The Boys and Invincible to this, because they're both like superhero homages, but from opposite ends of the spectrum. One is a pessimistic take on superheroes, one is a more optimistic take. And we talked about this on your show UTC, but what I really appreciate about Invincible is they save the brutality for when moments when it impacts. Like, for example, in the finale, when he's like beaten and like snot out of him, the blood's flying everywhere, it has more of an impact because it's not brutal all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Where with The Boys, it's like every 30 seconds, someone is losing a limb.
Yeah, it's kind of come to the point where you're a bit desensitized to it in The Boys versus Invincible. Like it has an impact.
Mhm.
So you're saying they're doing an Image crossover with all the Image books?
Do you think they'll do the big Image Comics crossover?
I mean, maybe, but the problem with Image is basically like a series of smaller companies.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, sure, we could see Skybound, Ghost Machine, Image proper, like Geiger, Spawn, and Invincible crossover. Come on,
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, season 2 was really good. I actually say it's an improvement over season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I do think once we kind of get to the point where we can rewatch it all in one go, the rating will probably go up.
Yeah, exactly. Which I'll probably end up doing that soon. So
yeah, I just need some time to yeah.
In the comics, Invincible crossover Spawn, Savage Dragon, and those. Yeah, they showed up in the comics.
Yeah, and I think there's one where he crosses with Spider-Man, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying to me, which I get that they couldn't get the rights to Spider-Man in order to like do the crossover. I get it, because in the comics, that's when the crossover with Spider-Man happens, is that scene.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that they got a former Spider-Man voice actor from Spectacular Spider-Man. I thought that was nice.
He's even in the Spider-Man like poses and the web sound. By the way, someone modded that suit into the Spider-Man games.
Cool. See, my problem is it's a little bit too close to Spider-Man for it to be like an enjoyable parody.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit too close, in my opinion. The
But how
Batman
about-
also, my favorite one was like, so you're a superhero, you're like bats. It's like they went as close to the line as they could.
'Cause that's the way the comic was, where Mark's like, "So you're a man who dresses like a bat and calls yourself Batman." Isn't that kind of generic? And it's kind of funny in the comics, the shot is like pulled out a little bit, so you actually see Batman's gauntlet too, so you know obviously who it is.
And the other thing is, I did enjoy how Agent Spider says, "Oh yeah, I'm used to multiverse." You know, like that subtle Spider-Verse little hint. Like,
Yeah.
okay. I swear, if Agent Spider appears in the next Into the Spider-Verse,
That would be great. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure Robert Kirkman would have no problem with it. Like,
You know what'd be great is if Agent Spider goes, excuse me, Invincible, I have to go save a blonde from a bridge. I have to go. I have to go resolve her past sins. I just need one more day.
Jared?
Of course. I had to. What? For those that don't know, we reviewed, we read through One More Day for Nick's show because he reached 500 subs.
Against my will.
And the funny part is that it's amazing how many times they say the words "one more day" in that book. It's so stupid.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. It's worse than the Marvels.
Oh, actually, yes, it is. It is worse. I was about to say don't say it, but I was like, yeah, that's actually really true.
So I have something special to share.
Oh boy.
So, all right, guys, it's time for some announcements. All right. So, here's some news on Twilight Samurai #4. So we got a bit of a delay. The artist, his computer broke. He's getting it fixed, but we are moving forward. I have something very special to show you. You guys ready for a cover reveal? Jared,
No.
Can I get a drum?
I'm only kidding.
All right, can I get it? Yep. In 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. This is the cover for Twilight Samurai #4, Fall of a Friend. Here you go. Done by Nefarious Watcher, and this will be the cover.
They seem to be in a bit of a crisis, Nick.
A infinite crisis on possibly infinite Earths.
Yeah.
So, okay, for those who don't get the joke, this is an homage to the Crisis on Infinite Earths cover where Superman's holding Supergirl, and yeah, this is going to be the Supergirl death. This is going to be a very brutal issue. Basically, in issue 4, Kira's going to have to enter the Hall of the Enemy to save Tyler. She's not doing it too hot.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not saying someone's gonna die. I'm not saying someone's gonna survive. You're gonna have to read this issue.
But I'm also not saying it, is what Nick said.
Yeah, and like I said, so this does take place in Detroit. So as you can see, you got the Renaissance Center in the background, and got my ginger. Ginger. That's Ashley. But yeah, so I have another special kind of thing to show off. Let me just minimize that. So you're wondering, when is the Indiegogo? Oh, I just realized you're already wearing your Justice League shirt.
Yep. Well, if anything is full circle, that certainly is.
All right. So the pre-launch page is now live. So you can go to, I just put the link in the comments. You can go there, sign up to be notified when we go live, and when are we going live? So next month. I'm shooting for the first week in May, but there may be delays, but it'll at least be the first half of May. That is when we're launching it. So sign up right now. You can sign up to get notified when we go live. This is happening, people. It is happening.
It is. It is beginning.
The fire rises.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you made it this far, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us how much we suck. Tell Jared how much Wonder Bat is like the best ship ever. I'm kidding. I'm actually not. But now let's talk about let's do some controversy, shall we?
Oh God.
So yeah, almost as soon as Disney won their proxy fight, they announced this. Black
The
Ripper
thing-
Kai, you do not suck. You're awesome.
I have heard some.
that I
saying-
agree with.
I have heard some stuff saying that's gonna because of like the multiverse and all that stuff, it's gonna start off where it's gonna be the female Silver Surfer, and then we'll get Norn Rad. That's what I have heard.
I've heard it too, but it just sounds like an excuse. It just sounds like an excuse. Like I don't think they're like. It's just so stupid. What? Like first off, why are you doing Silver Surfer in the first movie anyway? It just feels like
That too, yeah.
it's like with the Fantastic Four, they always make the same mistake of they overstuff it, and it's like, oh, we're gonna have Doctor Doom in the first movie. It's like, I thought 60s, fight the Mole Man, you know, like do 60s little romp.
Well,
Also,
not only
why is
that, Galactus is supposed to show up in the movie.
Why?
I don't know.
Like, I actually like the idea of a 60s romp, and why is it multiverse? It's in the 60s. You could have had a fantastic look. We've already in the MCU, Ant-Man was active in the 80s and the 70s. Like Captain America was active in the 40s. We know that superheroes were active.
Ant-Man was
prior
not in
to-
the 80s.
The original one was.
Ant-Man 1? No, it wasn't.
No, the original Hank Pym one.
Oh, the original Hank Pym. I thought you meant the movie.
Well, the character was.
Character was, yeah.
Yeah, because he was active as early as the 70s. Remember in Endgame, we visited his lab.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to say. We could have had the like Silver Surfer, like the Fantastic Four have their 60s romp, and then they get frozen. Can Magneto pick up Thor's hammer? I would say yes, but I'm not sure he can use it.
Yeah, I think he can. That's actually a good question because it's enchanted metal. That's the thing.
Well, I think I don't know, because like it probably goes off of the elevator is not worthy principle, where yeah, he can pick it up, you know, because like Vision could pick it up, but he never was actually able to use the hammer because he's a machine, he's not a person. So if Magneto's using like magnetism, I think he might be able to like lift it using the magnetism, but not actually use it.
True.
That's my theory, anyway. A comic theory.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm honestly not a fan of this thing, especially it's like a character that was for 4 issues and then died. Like, come on, guys! Like, you're so desperate to have like female characters. It's just come on. It's like I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt. Like when they hired Paulo Pascal to play Reed Richards, like, okay, like I don't like the casting. He's casted in everything, and I don't like it, but he could do a good Reed Richards. Look at Dave's comment.
Yeah.
All right, Dave.
You didn't see that coming?
But no, I don't know. It's just like this was kind of the death nail. I'm officially not interested in this movie. Maybe when the trailer comes out, if it dazzles me or whatever. It's the same thing with like Superman Legacy or Superman Now. I'm kind of just waiting on the trailer, see what happens. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I would have preferred Norn Rad. I get it. I'll give the movie a chance to wow me, but still, it's like for the first Silver Surfer, they haven't learned anything from replacing the characters with versions that no one's heard of. Granted, no one's really heard about like about really the Silver Surfer, really, but of the people that do know who who the Surfer is, you're not going to use that version. Are you stupid? The answer is yes, by the way.
So, fun fact about the Dark Knight trilogy. Originally, for Dark Knight Rises, the Joker was actually supposed to be part of that movie. He was actually supposed to be a big part of that movie, and I think at one point they wanted Kristen Bell to play Harley Quinn.
I could see
but
that.
I gotta say, like a late 2000s, early 2010s, Brittany Murphy actually would make a good Harley Quinn in this movie.
I could see that.
Yeah, like she's definitely got the look of Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dave. All right, Dave. Fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. You have.
Chicken it and make her name it Jay.
I'm sorry, Dave asked for it. He asked for it. And gay. Yeah, you can't forget that.
Yeah.
So-
exactly.
I don't know. There's a lot of like, kind of going back and forth, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But it's already like on a very, very bad foot for me. So let's just kind of like go into our main topic here.
Too many questions.
All right, so this is where we're gonna do a Q&A section. So anybody in chat, if you have any questions for us, any topics you want to talk about, let us know. But otherwise, we're just gonna hang out the rest of the stream, kind of have some fun. So Jared, do you have any burning questions for me?
Did you see that? So James Gunn addressed the whole Ultraman is the villain of Superman, and he said the villain is Lex Luthor. That's all he said. He didn't say that Luthor was not going to make a clone of Superman and name him Ultraman. And I'm like, that is the stupidest because if that turns out to be true, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, because I'm like, wait a second, you're supposed to be the director that's all comic accurate, but you're taking a character, you're taking Bizarro and calling him Ultraman, knowing for sure that there's only one version of there's only one connotation of Ultraman.
Yeah, he's supposed to be an alternate universe, not a clone.
Yeah, he's the evil one. If you want to have Bizarro show up, yeah. How can people say that last name wrong? Thor's in it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I think well, Parasite's a good like second movie villain, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We've had this discussion before. We've had this discussion. But I gotta say, like, honestly, if it turns out that Superman is just BVS, but under different skin, a lot of people are gonna be angry.
Let me put it to you this way: what James Gunn doesn't realize is the Superman fan base is extremely specific. I've run into these people. You're not unless you do a straight up Christopher Reeve movie, you're not gonna satisfy those people. And the problem,
and even then, even if you do a Christopher Reeve movie, they still don't show up.
Yeah, they still don't show up. So I'm like, if they say this is what we want, and I'm like, why don't you show up for when you get it? Even Grace Randolph, credit to where credit is due, when they announced the Teen Titans movie, is like, yeah, this sounds good for DC fans, but will they actually show up to the movie theater? Because remember, they said they were going to show up for the Flash and Blue Beetle. We all know what happened there.
Well, to be fair, Warner Brothers has done a very good job of chasing away their most dedicated fans. So I'm not going to blame the fans on this one. I'm going to give that to WB, because say what you will about Marvel, they actually do at least an okay job of catering to their fans.
Well, on that note, look what Marvel did with the Ultimate Universe, because they were like, okay, so there's a demand for Peter to be with MJ. There's a precedent for us doing an alternate universe. Just put in the alternate universe. And I'm like, DC can't do this with Super Wonder and crappy Lois Lane.
To be fair, like Marvel can have alternate universe because they're successful. DC hasn't even had one successful universe. Like, what makes you think they can have multiple universes?
Injustice was monetarily successful. Dark Knights of Steel was successful. I'm naming a bunch of Tom Taylor books.
I'm talking about movies.
Movies in terms of after they kicked Zack Snyder to the curb, everything went except for Aquaman. But
you have the thing like Marvel bringing back the Ultimate line was very calculated, because you got to remember the Ultimate line was actually a pretty successful. Like, when people think of the Ultimate line, they think of like the early stuff. They don't think about Ultimatum. They don't think of all the crap stuff. They think about like 2000 to 2005, like the early years of the
essentially Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, that kind of stuff. So by bringing back, they have an established brand name that they can bring back and people know what it is. DC doesn't have that. DC has never, DC needs to create an alternate universe. Earth 2, anybody.
They had that. It was called the New 52. They could.
No,
they could,
no. The
Nick,
problem was the New
Nick.
52 was the mainstream.
No, what I was going to say is what they should have done instead of making it the reboot and getting completely rid of post-crisis, even though I was happy with that because I hate post-crisis, they should have said, okay, post-crisis is continuing, but this is also here. Hey, Black Reaper, according to sales, you're wrong. So there you go.
Well, they sold well at first, but the tapered off after a couple of years. That's a problem in New 52.
Mm-hmm.
And I think DC's problem is like going back to the Ultimate Universe of like the early 2000s. It was very much we're gonna take our heroes and reinvent them for the modern day. The main stuff is still gonna happen, but these are just another line. Like there's a parallel like separation.
Yeah,
DC needs to do that with their stuff. Like have like a brand name. Like Rebirth could have been the perfect name, but that name's tainted now.
Well, yeah, it was tainted by a crappy attempt at a reboot.
Like I think just a clean, hey, the main line is for the classic stuff, and we're gonna do this new line. We're like, you want a Black Aquaman? There, it'll be in the Ultimate line or whatever.
It's called Earth SJW. But anyway, Dave brings up an interesting point. Probably should have coordinated the Earth 1 graphic novel universe into one universe. The problem with doing that is that those books weren't coming out regularly. They were coming out when the book there wasn't, because it's like you had like it took many months for Jeff Johns to do an Earth 1 Batman book. And it took a while and it was at that point where DC is not going to tell Grant Morrison no. And he already, with his Wonder Woman book, made it so there's no way that universe could take over, because at the end of the Wonder Woman book, women take over the world essentially. So I'm like, there's no way you could bring that in. There's no way these all exist in one universe.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like with the New 52, they made a lot of bad decisions, like compressing the timeline.
Yeah.
Also, like the haphazard way they did, like, okay, this is like at first it was we're gonna wipe the board clean, but like, oh no, this was canon, but this wasn't. Like this didn't happen, but this did.
It was because Batman and Green Lantern were selling, but the funny part is that they were like, but we don't want to get rid of what sells. Then don't reboot. Just put it as an alternate universe, because. Here's the thing. The Ultimate Universe was a thing at this point. So it's not like you don't have a precedent that you can look to and say, hey, this worked. Let's do it here.
Yeah, because I like the concept of Earth 2 where Superman and Batman don't exist. The one won't exist. You have Justice Society.
Fun fact, in the New 52, yeah, exactly. In the New 52, what they did have an Earth 2 book. It was the basis of it. So Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are killed in the Steppenwolf invasion. So so the first volume takes place at the same time as the first Justice League. Darkseid's invading the Prime Earth. Steppenwolf is invading Earth 2. He kills Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and then he gets stranded on Earth 2. The heroes are left to like pick up the pieces, but you have like Alan Scott, Jay Garrick, younger versions of them because it's the New 52, and Kendra. This is also where the idea of gay Alan Scott comes from, as a matter of fact. So Tim Sheridan should be thanking.
See,
Tom
the
Taylor.
problem I have is like I get what they were trying to do. You know, like the whole I'm gay in the 1950s.
He
like
wasn't even. Here's the thing. In that book, it wasn't even the 1950s. It was modern day.
That's even worse. Like I can see the conflict of like I'm a gay superhero in the 1950s. Like okay, okay, but like that's some conflict. But like having Alan Scott be it, come on.
And then it supposedly worked well. That's why they brought it over in the main continuity. But my point is that they did do that. They did have the alternate universe. Just they should have made the New 52. That's why what I think they should do, because it's long been rumored that they're doing that DC is planning to do an ultimate universe essentially with Scott Snyder at the helm, which I could see because I love anytime a Snyder directs DC. I think what they should do, use the new 52 as a blueprint to make this universe different than the main universe.
Let's have this conversation. I think this is a good conversation to have. Let's say we're doing a Ultimate DC. Okay, Ultimate DC. DC New Day or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Where we're taking the superheroes and putting them in modern day and kind of retooling them. Let's go hero by hero and kind of think like, what would we think how they would be? So let's start with a big one, Superman.
Not with Lois Lane, obviously.
But Superman wouldn't work for a newspaper. He would either work like the daily, basically the Daily Planet would be like an online publication. So
well, New 52 addressed that, Nick. You know what they did in the New 52? Clark and Cat Grant left the Daily Planet and formed their own news site, online blog, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did with that. That works because that's also modern because no one reads newspapers anymore.
Here's what I would do. I would make the Daily Planet a YouTube channel. It's a YouTube news site, kind of like Vice almost, where they
except
do
it actually
YouTube.
has journalistic integrity.
Yes, it's not. It is not Kotaku. It's not Kotaku.
Yes, there you go. That's another great idea for that.
I mean, the MCU version of the Daily Bugle is basically InfoWars.
Yeah, exactly. And you could do that, and I think that would work. I would also have Clark, in terms of the suit, no stupid trunks, obviously, because that's the one part of the suit that does not work at all.
Well, if he's creating his outfit, it would probably be like some sort of like compression pants or like some sort of like jogging tights for that.
Well, the New 52 again. When he first started off being a superhero, all he wore was like a Superman t-shirt, his cape, and some cargo pants and some boots.
Well, the way that I would design it is I'd kind of give him like running attire, like the running tights that people have wear. Like maybe give him like the Superman boots, have him wear like a long sleeve shirt with the Superman logo on it, and maybe give him the cape, or maybe not. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You could do that. Keep the cape because that's like the one part of Superman you really can't get rid of.
Well, I'd have it to be like, how in some instances his cape is like the blanket he wore in a ship. That's how that's how I bring it off. He wears a Goku tracksuit.
That would be great. Now, Nick, let me ask you this: what would be our ultimate Batman?
He's a trust fund kid, first and foremost. I mean, honestly, I'd probably just I draw from Arrow because honestly, they did a really good job.
Arrow was making a Batman show. Let's face it.
And let's be honest, they did a pretty good job of it, of reinventing Batman for the modern day. Let's be honest,
yeah, exactly. You could do that. He makes a good point there, Dave.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah.
That would be great. Bruce Wayne, trust fund kid. He does all the partying of Oliver Queen in that show, but it's all like an act, so he could be Batman.
And so for Wonder Woman, basically, the way that her and Superman meet is trying to find it. Fill some time for me, Jared.
Well, the way they would do it is the way they did it. Well, I'm not sorry the way they did in the New 52. At least I could imagine him being able to interview her for the YouTube channel. This is how you create a big thing. Have them meet as their civilian identities first, because then there's this great scene idea I have where when they meet each other as Superman and Wonder Woman, they're like, "Oh, it's you."
Oh, so they literally Spider-Man point at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. How would you do? Let's see here. I'm trying Green Lantern in this.
By the way, for Wonder Woman, I would have her be an ambassador because I think that's one of the parts that doesn't get enough attention. So just on that, Green Lantern Green Lantern, you could probably just keep the way it is because it's not like that much has to be changed. And by the way, rebooting from the beginning, we're not saying Blackest Night somehow happened. Nope. We're not doing that.
No. I mean, we could redo Blackest Night. We could redo it.
We're going to redo it, but I'm just saying we're not doing it because this is the problem with the new 52. Somehow the Sinestro Corps War and Blackest Night happened, and I'm like, the Justice League exists.
Oh, also, Ollie and Bruce went to the same boarding school together.
That's a great idea. I like that one.
Here's okay. Okay. No. So there's a boarding school, and basically, you have Bruce is there, Ollie's there, but also Clark and Lex are there because basically, Clark is there because of a sponsorship because of Luthor Corps. I'm creating like a YA kind of like,
yeah, and that's why I don't like it because I'm like that's too much. Like we all go to the same boarding school and then we grow up to hate each other. No, I hate that. That's not my thing.
I don't know, but like, or the because like I at least want the Trinity in the same school together.
Still, I'm like, no, I don't like that. That doesn't work.
Well, fine. Diana's there. Diana's at that boarding school.
No, none of them at the same school. You can't, because why would Wonder Woman be at a boarding school?
Because she's learning man's world for a young age.
No, that's not where you learn man's world.
That would just be the party guy.
Yeah, 100%. Hal and Guy would be drinking buddies in the military.
Wait. Here's a connection for you. So Ollie tried to enter the Air Force, and Hal was his instructor, and Ollie flunked out.
That's good. Oh, here's one. Here's how you bring in Kyle. You ready? So when the Justice League is formed, Kyle is just a regular dude, and he's a graphic designer hired to design the Justice League's logo. And then in a future story, he gets a ring.
They find him on Fiverr.
Yeah, essentially that. In terms of Aquaman, basically referred to the Jason Momoa Aquaman. That's the way I would do it. That's perfect.
Yeah. I'm trying to like think of like different connections we could do for these characters.
Don't go too crazy with that. Oh wait, no, they all were born in the same hospital.
What in the Final Fantasy VIII are you talking about?
You want connections? I'm giving you connections equally as absurd as them going in the same boarding school.
By the way, Jared, that's actually kind of the twist of Final Fantasy VIII. It said all the main characters went to the same orphanage.
Of course. You wonder why I don't play that game.
And we've lost Black Reaper Kai. He's like, what? We're just like going off wherever. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of like other DC characters. Stargirl, I basically just give her the TV show or whatever.
Yeah, just do that. And then in terms of Flash, what would you do for Flash? Oh, Dave has a funny point. Alfred adopts them and they all become Robins. This is the Robin verse. Super Robin, Wonder Robin, Green Robin, Lantern.
By the way, in this universe, it was revealed that Alfred is a former MI6 agent, and he looks suspiciously like Christopher Lee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And they go, I also starred in some sci-fi movies back in my day. I was a count.
It's like Batman. I was Dracula.
But by the way, Arthur, Black Reaper Kai brings up a good point. How about Arthur flunks out of med school?
Actually, no. What if he flunks out of because you see, well, let's say Arthur is studying to be a marine biologist, and he flunks out.
And here's where you do this. Are you ready? Here's where you do this. Here's how you bring in Mira. You ready? So this is the one time I'll allow the. This is the one time I'll allow the. She goes to the same school. No, ignoring the Amber Heard stuff because honestly, that joke is getting a little old. So what I would do. So she's on the swim team at the school. She's designed her, but what but only she knows that she actually goes to the school because she's supposed to keep an eye on Arthur and protect him because
makes sense.
he's the last he's the heir to Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
so that's how you do Mara, and then
Mm-hmm.
we do the whole relationship. So in terms of how to do in terms of Flash, how do we do Flash?
I mean, honestly, like his CSI job is still pretty current. But like, let's say he's not going to be a CSI. What would he be instead? Honestly,
He would be an FBI analyst because he can like process information like really fast.
NSA.
NSA, yeah, exactly.
But that's just a little bit too government fetty for me. I'm looking for, because he can't be a superhero and NSA at the same
He's
time.
an
That just won't
independent
work.
contractor.
Oh, he entered the Navy. He's a Navy veteran.
Okay, that works. Now, Nick, let me ask you this. This is the one character that I know you probably have like 18 plans for. You ready?
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad idea. Ultimate Nightwing. Because you're the Nightwing guy. You gotta have a plan.
Okay, so the Circus thing doesn't really work if we're gonna reinvent him for modern times. The Circus thing doesn't work. So we gotta think of like
Dude, I got it. He's one of those parkour YouTubers.
Actually, no. What he is he's a Renaissance fair performer, him and his family. Because there still are people who like go around to Renaissance fairs and they perform stuff. He's like a Tumblr,
A Tumblr.
There's literally a guy I've seen like Instagram reels where he goes to Renaissance fairs and he does songs, but it's just with like the whips.
That could be fun.
So, but yeah, there's a lot of these like Renaissance fair acts. No. So yeah, that kind of keeps like the Carney kind of vibe. But like, I mean, circuses still exist, but they're not really as much of a thing as they are anymore.
Now here's one. How would you do Ultimate Martian Manhunter?
I mean, I'd have him be a modern. Martian the bounty hunter.
He's like Dog the Bounty Hunter? No,
he's a bounty hunter. He's a modern day bounty hunter.
But you have Lobo. You can't.
But he hunts Earth bounties. Come on.
Nah, I don't see that. That's a little too far, I think.
I mean, he can still be a private detective. Private investigator still exists.
Or just have it where he was captured when the ships crashed in Area 51 held there. Do the Justice League cartoon origin for him, and then he's
so you want the plot of the Flash, and instead of rescuing Supergirl, they're rescuing Martian Manhunter.
Actually, I want the plot of Justice League Unlimited, the very first episode of Justice League.
Actually,
you can do that too.
Yeah. Cirque du Soleil. Yeah, that works. But yeah, I think actually Martian Manhunter Area 51 that actually works a little bit better. Okay. So, for Roy, I'm going to lean more into the junkie, the recovering superhero. He looks like the new Crow.
That's good. I love that.
So like like the new Crow, exactly how kind of like with the tattoos and whatnot, except he uses a bow.
I like that. That's cool. He's like the alien cat. Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Basically, the way it is so Roy was part of a Big Brother Big Sister program, and Ollie was his big brother. Like when Ollie was when he was just starting out as Green Arrow, his mother made him do Big Brother Big Sister, as a charity thing, and Roy was his little brother. Then he found out, became Arsenal, and then that whole thing snowballed from there.
I like that. That
works.
can work.
That works. That works.
That can definitely work. How would you do Ultimate Teen Titans?
The problem with that is like there's like 3 or 4 steps that have to happen before that can even happen, so it's hard to say.
True.
Because we're just talking about like I'm mostly focusing on like the origins and like the setup of the characters, like
All right,
updating
here's a
their
question.
jobs.
Ultimate Harley Quinn. I vote that in the Ultimate Universe, she never becomes a good guy and stays a villainess.
Okay, this is gonna be great. Okay, Harley Quinn is a Tumblr girl who she has a Tumblr blog dedicated to the Joker.
So she's Punchline.
Is that really her thing?
Her origin. Okay, so here's Punchline's origin, because I know because they did an entire issue on it. She was a podcaster that did podcasts, basically true crime podcasts about the Joker, and basically became obsessed with him.
Okay, like that's literally how you like. If you were to do Harley Quinn now, that is how you do it. Like they basically just
True.
She's like, if you did Harley Quinn now, that is how you do it, because there's a lot of women who are obsessed with serial killers, who are obsessed with true crime. It's like it is like the perfect logic, like series of steps if you're going to do a Harley Quinn character.
And you do not make her a hero. Yeah. You never make her a hero at all. No, not at all.
I mean, I will say I do kind of like her as like more of an anti-hero, like the whole being a survivor of domestic violence, which has been the hook of Harley Quinn's character since the start. I think never make her a full-on hero, but more of an
You
anti-hero.
don't have to have her. You don't have to have her stay with the Joker forever. But I'm saying, because here's the thing: ultimately, she's not in some ways that she is a role model to some degree because of that. But she also murdered children. I'm like, no, I'm not having her be anywhere near the superheroes.
Yeah, I don't know.
She literally blew up a school bus full of kids.
Then basically, the best I could say is a bad guy who sometimes does good things.
That's good. She's like Lobo in that way. Actually, that works.
Like I gotta be honest with you, like Margot Robbie's portrayal in the first Suicide Squad movie was actually pretty good in my opinion.
That was better. James Gunn destroyed them in the Suicide Squad.
Well, that's what James Gunn does. But
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. Guy Gardner. How would you do Guy Gardner, Jared?
He's a drinking buddy with Hal Jordan, but he's actually thrown out of the air. He's an MP in the Air Force. So you keep the cop thing. And then what you could do is he gets thrown out for like anger issues.
Mhm.
He gets dishonorably discharged, and then he becomes a Red Lantern instead of a Green Lantern.
Okay.
Doing what the
John
New
Stewart-
52 did.
So John Stewart is a Marine,
Mhm.
and basically one night as he's driving either back to the barracks or whatever, he sees the ship crash. He goes to pull the alien out, and that's how he gets the ring.
Yep, exactly. And the alien is Atrocitus. It's an Atrocitus cameo. Atrocitus dies, and the ring goes to Guy.
No, I'm talking about John.
Oh yeah, John. Yeah. So you essentially give him the Hal Jordan origin.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I don't know.
So two aliens happen to crash land on Earth. Both become green.
Okay,
both
how
are
would
Green
you do
Lanterns.
John then? Tell me, how would you do John?
Easy. He is he's a sniper. He gets captured by the enemy. Then when he's in captivity, he has such willpower that's basically like he gets tortured and all that stuff. And he's like, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. He still takes it. Then the ring shows up and says, you have the ability to overcome great fear.
All right, let me workshop that a little bit. So he's in like Afghanistan or something. John gets captured. He's tortured for days. He's trying to give him the information, and they say, "You better get It's they have a session where they lay out photos. It's his family, his family's house, and they say, "You have 5 minutes to tell us where it is, or we're going to go after your family."
What we want to know, yeah, exactly.
Or let's just say right here, and he's like, "Tell us, or we're going to go to your family." It's like, no. And then so they throw him back in the hole, and that's when the ring says, "John Stewart of Earth, you have shown great willpower,
That's not what
overcome
it
great
says,
fear."
though.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying.
What it says
And
is
then he gets the ring.
Here's the way it actually says. John Stewart of Sector 2814, you have the ability to overcome great fear. You have been chosen. Welcome to the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
If you're gonna tell the story, Nick, you gotta tell it right.
So he gets the ring, he busts out, and then he gets to go save his family.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way you do that. And then in terms of now, how does the Justice League form? What's our first Justice League level villain? That's actually wait. Dave has a good point. That's how you keep it current, because remember, we pulled out of Afghanistan. He was left behind.
Let's go. I'm not gonna finish that, but you guys know what you guys know what I was gonna say. So
yeah. So what would be the villain? Because I'm not doing Darkseid, because everyone does Darkseid.
Oh, I don't know. Like, I think it's like Staryu would be interesting, but I feel like that's
wait. Did you just say Staryu? The Pokemon invades? The Pokemon.
Fuck off, Rod.
Yes, you mean Starro. He just said Staryu. Let it be known that Nick's old
Fluff
man
off.
brain is acting up.
Fluff off. You
Okay,
guys can't
Pops.
see it, but I'm giving him the finger.
Okay, Pops. But
Whatever.
but you could do that.
Hey, RJ.
Yeah, it's just I wouldn't see in terms of like what about the Creeper, the only guy, not even Darkseid can take on. Nah. In terms of
So we're
like,
talking about like a Justice League level threat.
You could do the Legion of Doom or something like that, or you could just make it a homage and do Starro. So you could kind of do that.
Oh, by the way, in my alternate universe, the Joker, he's still a failed comedian, but like one of the things he's done is he goes onto the Joe Rogan show and like totally embarrasses himself.
So he's like most comedians that go on the Joe Rogan show.
I would name names of like failed comedians on the Joe Rogan show, but that's kind of I don't want to open that door.
Yeah. Here's what you can also do. There has to be an arc, like a filler arc of the Justice League, when they want to make a Justice League movie, and then they're acting. So they ask Bruce, "So what directors do you think?" Well, I saw 300 last week.
By the way, Jared, no, you have to do that. You have to have that. You have to have Athena say, "Huh, well, so Atlas, if we ever gonna have a movie, who should direct it?" And then Atlas says, "Well, I did see 300 last night."
Yeah, I saw a movie about Spartans and stuff. I don't know if that's like copywritten, but you could do. I would say Amanda Waller and the government, but they're doing it now, and it's kind of stupid. I hate it.
Yeah.
The Suicide Squad. Only kidding.
The Authority, the Elite.
Authority actually could be an interesting idea, but Superman could beat themselves, because the thing about Justice League style villain, it has to be one that no one of those characters can beat alone.
But if you can allow me for a second, you want to know who I think would make a good first Superman villain, either for a movie or story? Metallo.
Yep, that's fine. That's totally fine. I like that.
Yeah, because Parasite works as you've already established the hero. Now let's take his powers away. Also,
I got it. Hear me out. Hear me out. Doomsday. Now, hear me out on this. Let me cook, because this would be a fake out. We're not doing the death of Superman, just to let you know that.
Okay.
It turns out, so Doomsday shows up. We can make it so he's like a Lex Luthor like experiment or something like that breaks out and starts killing people. Superman shows up and fights him, and Superman is getting his ass kicked until the other heroes show up, and then they unite, and then they defeat Doomsday and throw him in the Phantom Zone.
So Superman actually throws Wonder Woman the spear this time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know I've had that criticism.
Yeah. And in terms of and the Justice League is formed because all their moms' names are like a variation of Martha. I'm like,
okay, why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name. It's not the. I'm not doing the creeper.
But yeah.
Or here's an out of the box thing: the Sinestro Corps. Sinestro Corps War is the first Justice League story.
Yeah, and the Justice League thing, I'm not sure. I mean, Sinestro is a great first Green Lantern villain. I don't know why.
Oh, wait. I got it. The first Justice League story. Tower of Babel. Like, Batman knows the other heroes exist, and he creates those contingency plans. So, like, Ra's al Ghul wants to take over the world and get rid of the superheroes. So he steals Batman's contingency plans.
That's not, in my opinion, that's not really a good first story, though, in my opinion.
Okay.
It's a good story. I love to see it adapted.
They did. It's an animated movie.
He's like, oh shit, he went there.
Let's see. Probably.
I mean, we could adapt Throne of Atlantis.
But I don't want to rush into the Superman and Wonder Woman's relationship, because that was an issue I had with the new 52 that Britt and I both have, that they rushed into it way too fast.
Oh, we got it. We got it. We're doing Godzilla
go.
is the villain of Justice League Part 1.
The first Justice League arc is Justice League versus Godzilla and Kong. We're literally reading it right now.
And then also a portal, and then a portal opens up in the Marianas Trench, and like all of a sudden you hear do.
And then all of a sudden it's like Aquaman is like swimming with his fish. I was saying, what's that ball of ice, and why does it look like there's a boy with an arrow on his head in there?
Okay, we got to do this. Let's come up with the most batshit insane crossover ever. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
First off, I got this. Let me cook. So Aquaman breaks Aang out, but what he also sees is a shield that's in that has the American flag on it. Aang was frozen with Captain America.
You really could do this all day, couldn't you?
Yes, I could. I mean, I did an entire stream where I talked about that.
Okay. My turn. So, So Hawkeye is at an archery contest, all right? And then he shoots his arrow, and then another arrow splits his in twain. The arrow is colored green.
So you're telling me that even when compared to DC, Hawkeye just can't get a break?
No, he can't.
That would be
my god.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I have another ultimate character that we should do, Deathstroke. In that case, I would say
I would have him be part of the Iran Contra affair in the 80s.
Yeah,
that's
that
his
would
origin.
Work. That would work.
Because he's a little bit of an older character, so I put him more.
I got it. So what they do is that he was a deep cover operative as part of the Iran Contra thing, but when that whole affair happened, they basically disavowed him and abandoned him, and he was like abandoned. That kind of puts him on the path toward being a supervillain and a mercenary.
And to add to that, after he gets abandoned, he finds his way to Nana Parbat, and he becomes a member of the League of Assassins.
Yeah, and then Ra's won't allow him to take over as the leader of the League because Ra's wants Bruce Wayne to do it. So this essentially establishes a long-standing hatred between Deathstroke and Bruce.
I got you even better. So originally, Deathstroke is being trained to take over. In fact, they even give him a potion that basically makes him a super soldier in preparation. But then Bruce comes along, and all of a sudden, Ra's is like, I want this person. And then Deathstroke kind of gets pushed to the side, and now he hates Bruce because you took, like, I was supposed to be the leader. And even
not only that,
let me cook. Even after you abandoned me, he's still obsessed over you.
I like that. Now, here's a batshit crazy crossover for you right there. The potion that Ra's gives him is residual potion from Project Rebirth from Captain America.
Oh, dear God.
There you go. And then let's see what else would be a really funny crossover. Oh, here's an improbable crossover: Bruce Timm and respecting DC characters.
There we go. There
That's
we
one.
go. There we go.
I got one. Here's a DC Marvel crossover you're not going to see coming: the Justice League and the Squadron Supreme.
Actually, here's one. So Slade makes his way over to Russia in the 60s.
About
And-
Gorilla Super Soldier.
And
Slade is
basically-
Gorilla Grodd.
No. And so he basically he becomes part of the Red Room. And he basically trains Black Widows. And he falls in love with a certain Black Widow
So he's the Winter
named
Soldier.
Natasha.
Or
Named
no,
Natasha.
you name her Adeline Kane because that's his wife in the main continuity as well. So you kind of do, and she's a badass soldier too. So you kind of take that story and like mold it.
And his daughter, he has a daughter named Yelena Wilson.
Roselena.
No, Yelena.
You
Well,
have
when
to
they
do
go-
Rose,
no,
dude.
no,
We're not
dude,
changing the name.
Dude. Let me cook. So when they go to America, they have to have new names. So like Yelena changes her name to Rose.
You stole my witness protection a detail idea.
So Florence Pugh is playing Ravager in this.
I could see that, honestly. That would actually be really good.
Also, you realize that in this continuity, Deathstroke is the Red Guardian. So,
Except he's actually cool. Let's see what else. John Kent does not exist in the Ultimate universe.
so basically, this story takes place kind of like during the events of I'd say around season 3 of Stranger Things.
Mhm.
And they're talking, and all of a sudden you hear a knock at the door, and so the chief opens it, and it's like, my name is Charles Xavier. I'm here to recruit your daughter for the X-Men. So basically, 11 becomes the telepath of the X-Men.
Yeah. And then behind him comes Magneto, who goes, "You should not put limits on your powers." And then Nick Fury walks out and goes, "I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative." The whole event is called Recruitment Wars.
Oh my god. He had to make it bad. I'm trying to create decent stories here, and Jared is just, I choose chaos.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, after 11 leaves, Slade is talking to Adeline, and he goes, "I have to tell you about my past sins."
Fuck.
Only kidding.
What the?
I'm not putting in Creeper. Creeper's annoying.
Oh my god.
I had to, Nick. I take everything and like drag it down. And the Squadron Supreme show up.
You're just speed running through all your tropes here. So
Yeah, exactly.
So basically, on the Starship Enterprise, and this is like the '60s version, there is a teleporter mishap, and instead of Bones, a different person appears, one clad in red and black. Deadpool is now on the '60s Enterprise.
That would be great. He's constantly in the chair. He's constantly in Kirk's chair.
Can you imagine Deadpool on Kirk's Enterprise?
Someone make that edit and send it to me. I will highlight you on the show. That would be so good. Oh, and then also it's kind of funny. He's going through the view screen channels and he sees a picture of Deathstroke. He's like, "Father?"
Just now.
I had to. Oh, and then his feet are actually like the comic style feet, so he keeps tripping and falling over every time he tries to walk.
No, even better. What was that one comic we reviewed recently with like the really bad feet?
That was One More Day.
Oh,
Now who's referencing it?
I hate you so much right now, dude. Come on.
Oh, and then the Enterprise is having a really tough time in an episode. They're like, let's say Kirk and Spock are fighting. They go, "Don't worry, guys. There's always one more day."
All right. So, yeah. You're confusing Black Rick Eye, buddy. So,
Yes, exactly. That's the point of these crossovers. And then Blue Beetle and the kid from Cobra Kai show up.
and then they say it's karate time.
Yeah, they go, "It's judo time," or something like that. Yeah, exactly. And then the Joker hangs out with Michael Morbius,
Which Joker?
Jared Leto.
Oh, no. So basically, Batman has the Joker over. He gets him drunk. Okay,
Why would
and
Batman have the Joker over?
you'll know. So it's like, they go to like a random apartment, and then then Batman goes to a stair. It's like, have you ever heard of Huey Lewis in the news? And then again he goes stuff, and then he beats the Joker to a head to try and get. And he says, "Try and get a reservation at Dorsey's now."
Oh, and then what you don't see is that Batman is also a big fan of Jennifer Lopez.
What?
Because Ben Affleck is married to Jennifer Lopez. So you put that amount of humor. Then it's like we cut to like we're like Wonder Woman and Superman, and like Wonder Woman's like, "Come on, Cal, I want to go out on a date," and then Cal goes, "1 minute, I'm in the middle of a raid."
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Yeah, I built this PC for a reason.
Superman building a PC. It's not like we have an entire video that a certain Star Wars girl probably has
Yeah,
fun with.
Exactly.
I love like Anna reacting to that video. You can just see her go like this. Like she is like, oh.
But I would love and then Wonder Woman sees a trailer for Wonder Woman 1984, which was made without her knowledge. So it's kind of funny is that she calls up Ada and goes, "Ada, I need tell Steve to be useful for once in his life and contact that studio because I did not authorize that movie."
So basically, Superman and Wonder Woman, they're going on a multiversal date, okay? And they go to the theaters, be like, "Hey, Clark, there's a movie for you, and it's the fourth one in the series. Let's go watch it."
Yeah,
it's like, how can you not like it? He's questing for peace.
God. And Superman's like, I think I just had an identity crisis. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Han. The costume stays on during.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. And then Cyborg is watching a Rebel Moon, and then he sees Blood Axe and goes, "You know what? I like that guy."
and then Korra, she's watching Rebel Moon. I mean, Korra, she's watching Atomic Blonde.
So, wait, so Korra is watching her own movie, or she's watching her own life? That's so meta.
No, Korra is watching Atomic Blonde. No. She watches Kingsman, and she sees the girl with like the stilts.
Worse, she watches The Mummy because she was the antagonist in The Mummy.
By the way, she's in Atomic Blonde. She's really good in that.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and the Jor-El hologram watches The Mummy and sees Dr.
No, even worse. Jor-El watches Thor: Love and Thunder.
And Wonder Woman's father is like, "I will smite Taika Waititi down."
Smite me, yo. And then Bruce Almighty pops in and be like, "I can arrange that."
He's answering everything with the emails.
Yeah, I love that movie. I love it.
That's such a good movie.
I actually had a paladin. Like I was playing a 5th edition campaign once. I had a paladin called Smitar. It's named after "Smite me, almighty Smitar." Like that's where I got the name from.
I would love that. Let's see, what's another good one?
So basically.
Oh, I got it. And then the child of Superman and Wonder Woman are watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then she looks up and goes, "Mommy, the third season sucks." and then Diana goes, "You just have to let the wheels of time turn."
No. So a 12-year-old Helena is watching Avatar, and as soon as Azula comes on, she says, "Mommy, why does Azula sound like you?"
That would be great. Oh wait, and Hawk Girl is
It's
watching.
like, what the hell?
Yeah, and then Hawk Girl is playing Mass Effect and hears FemShep because Jennifer Hale voiced Hawk Girl in Injustice, and he's like, she sounds just like me.
Oh dear God.
Oh, and then Hawk Girl gets Jennifer Hale's autograph.
That would be interesting. I'm trying to think. Okay, how imagine so they're in space, all right? So imagine like Fury's going through a random jump gate, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And it goes haywire, and he gets sent a long time ago into a galaxy very, very far away. And he ends up in the atmosphere of Coruscant, like prior to the events of episode 1.
No. During the Empire, because here's the thing: the Emperor himself, he's brought before the Emperor, and Palpatine goes, "Didn't I kill you?"
No, I need to do this. So they find him, and it's Nick Fury, and he's taken for the Jedi Council, and like they're like, "Why do you look like me?" And so the events of basically Fury is like this. So the events of episode 1 happen, and then he's walking out of the chamber. He sees Padme. He's like, "Jane Foster, what are you doing here?"
And then actually, it's kind of funny. During episode 3, they grant him the rank of master.
What? This is unfair.
And then Nick Fury says, "Take a seat, young Skywalker."
Oh my God.
And then Yoda's like, "Stereo, it is in."
Oh.
And then Aquaman shows up and sees like any clone trooper. Is like, "My dad's everywhere."
Actually, I really like this joke. I saw this meme where Thor's sitting down and he's like, maybe I should watch these Star Wars movies that Parker's always talking about. Because Star Wars movies do exist in the MCU.
Yeah.
We know that. So he does that. He turns on episode 1 and he sees Jane Foster. He's like, "What?"
Well, not only that, it was on Captain America's list of movies to watch. So I'm like, did he ever bring that up to Nick Fury?
Okay, here's my headcanon, all right? Jane Foster is actually Natalie Portman in the MCU.
In the Witness Protection Program.
No. What happens is she acted in episode 1, 2, and 3. But after that, because she went to college, and she went to college for this stuff, she retired from acting, and she actually went in to be the physicist. So she actually is Natalie Portman, but she changed her name to Jane Foster.
So it's kind of like our Gal Gadot verse that we made, where
By the way, that's one of my favorite students ever done. By the way,
yeah. So by the way, here's the story. It's So she's Wonder Woman the entire time, and that explains why she survived so many of the stuff in Fast and the Furious. So Wonder Woman 1 happens, and she goes into hiding. We just ignore 1984 for obvious reasons. Then the first Fast and the Furious movie shows up. She's laying low in South America. That happens. Then she shows up in the middle of Metropolis for BVS, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League. Then she goes and plays and becomes Rachel Stone.
You're not doing it right. You're not doing it right, brother. Because she shows up in Fast and the Furious 4, and she's in 4, 5, and 6. Those are the movies she's a part of.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what happens is Wonder Woman happens, and then she joins a heart organization. And basically, one of her assignments is to infiltrate the drug cartel.
Okay, that's right.
As part of Fast 4, all right? And so once that happens, her mission changes. She infiltrates the family, Dom's family. And when she dies in Fast 6, she doesn't actually die. She just goes back to working for the heart organization. Heart of Stone happens. And then after that movie, she's like, okay, so stuff is going down. You need to reintegrate yourself with the family. And so that's when she shows up in Fast X. Boom, shakalaka.
Yeah, there you go. That works. And then Henry
Also,
Cavill is
yeah.
actually Henry Cavill is actually Theseus from the Immortals. And so what happened is that Superman was actually sent into there in time, and then he got into a time warp.
So he did the time warp again?
Yeah, and then what you find out is that so for Ben Affleck, he's actually Matt Murdock the entire time. It's just what happened is that he had ocular implants put in there when he decided to become Batman. He's like, I'm not striking fear into enough criminals as a devil. I have to be a bat. And then the Joker decides, I saw Twilight recently, and those vampires seem to have it all together.
Wait, what?
The Joker, Jared Leto, sees Twilight, and he's like, I like those vampires. And then he becomes Dr. Michael Morbius.
Oh, if we're going Morbius, we could actually have some connections there because...
Oh, yeah!
Right. Nope, let me cook.
Go ahead.
So the agency, they contact Roman Pierce, and they're like, hey, man, we got a mission for you. There's this really kooky guy up in New York. He's studying bats. We need to keep an eye on him for us. So basically Roman Pierce is actually the guy from Morbius.
You can even have a scene where they're recruiting him and Tej goes, you want him? And here's the thing. Here's why the Joker starts studying bats. He's trying to fight. Yeah, we have no idea either. He's trying to counter Batman. So he decides I have to study what makes Batman Batman. So I'm going to become Michael Morbius. And then what you don't realize is
better.
That yeah.
Oh no!
Wait.
At the end of Morbius.
Let me finish.
No.
Let me finish. I was going first. You have Michael Morbius, and then what he doesn't realize is that his best friend in that movie, actually, before he instead of dying, he just went into a phone booth and became a doctor.
Sure, but also I just realized this at the end of Morbius, the Joker teams up with Batman. Literally, the Joker is teaming up with Batman.
And then what's kind of funny is that throughout their team up, Batman keeps saying, "You want to get nuts?" And then Morbius is like, "I don't know why, but I don't like that." No way that would happen.
Tevia, we're just kind of having a crazy what if stream. We're just riffing. Everything is canon now. Wonder Bat is canon.
No, it's not. And then
the one thing that can never be canon.
And then the Seven show up and fight the Justice League and get their asses kicked.
Oh,
and then Superman, and then Omni-Man challenges Superman to a fight, and Superman beats the crap out of him. And so, no, wait, I'm not done yet. Superman takes out his cell phone and says, "Take that, Robert Cookman."
No, and then so basically the Guardians of the Globe are having a crossover with the Justice League, and so the Guardians of the Globe, including Invincible, are on the Watchtower, and so basically Invincible he's chatting up Connor Kent, and they start to become friends, and basically Magan walks by who is a redhead, and it's like, "Oh, you're into redheads?" Like, "Yeah, I got there's this girl called Adam Eve." Like, dude, redheads are awesome. Date her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I actually think Connor and Matt and Invincible would be friends.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Megan. Of course they would.
All right, yeah. Let's kind of go this route. What superheroes?
I got one more. So Barbara Gordon, while she's being Oracle, on the side she's watching Batman the Animated Series. No, she's listening to interviews by Bruce Timm, and she goes, "For some reason, I don't like that guy." I have to say that because I wanted to put that in there.
Okay, let's go this one.
Okay.
What the? Okay.
It is.
Which superheroes do you think would be friends? Like Mark and Connor, I think. would be friends.
Starfire and Adam Eve for sure.
Yeah.
Even Nightwing and Mark, I think, would be friends.
Yeah. I mean, Nightwing's friends with everybody, so.
Yeah, he's a very friendly guy. You could see like Mark catches Eve watching Nightwing as he walks away, and he goes, "Hey!"
And Mark's like, "Hey," and he's like, "What? She's got a nice butt."
Except we do it in a more respectful way. I'm looking at you, Harley Quinn show.
Oh my god, that just.
There's a reason why I stopped watching that other piece of trash.
The thing is, the show is capable of good moments. Like the death of Mr. Freeze was honestly like very touching, and then they immediately. I don't know. I don't think the Immortal and Vandal Savage would be friends.
No, because
They
Immortal's a hero, and just because they're both immortal doesn't mean they would be friends.
I think the Immortal and the Snyder Wonder Woman would be friends.
Yeah, and then what's kind of funny is that
By the way, Super Wonder. That's Super Wonder.
No, it's not. So
the Immortal is basically Superman.
No, he's not.
Superman.
No, he's not. He's not basically Superman. So you could have is that he tries to hit on Wonder Woman, and the Wonder Woman's like, "You're not my type."
Oh dear God.
He's not Superman.
He's not Superman, you know.
Although I would love if they did a live action Invincible show and had like Henry Cavill play Immortal, Gal Gadot play Warrior Woman. All
right, let's the Adam Garfield version of Spider-Man. Who would he be good friends with? No. Let's put Adam Garfield Spider-Man with Hugh Jackman Wolverine, and they have to team up.
Adam Garfield,
Andrew Garfield.
I'm sorry, his old man brain.
I'm sorry, Jared's having some problems. Yeah, we did see him in it. Yeah, you're right, Tevya.
We did see him, and that was
Andrew Garfield. Like, imagine the Andrew Garfield version of Spider-Man teaming up with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
That would be cool. I would see that movie.
Or John Bernthal's Punisher, and Andrew Garfield's, and not Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
I could see that.
That would be a good one.
Here's a thing. Here are two characters I think would be best friends: Spider-Man, any version, and Agent Spider from Invincible Season 2. They'd be best friends, and they probably have a lot in common. I had to. I'm sorry. I had to.
So basically, Andrew's swinging through New York, and he gets like a telepathic call. So he goes to a random apartment, and he meets this woman who is blind in a wheelchair, and she says, "There's someone you must help." And then he goes and meets Agent Spider.
And the comic is called Far From Home.
I was trying to bring in Madam Web, but you know. No.
Creeper? I don't know because no one knows because I don't know about the Creeper. So.
So Madam Web. All right. So what she does is she can see across So basically, what she does is she basically invests against. She makes sure a certain corporation crashes and burns. The Gray Corporation. So basically, she prevents 50 Shades of Grey from happening in the.
I was about to say either that or when Deadpool meets her and then she explains her plan. Deadpool goes, "That sounds a lot. That sounds like 50 Shades of Grey, of Mortal Gray area."
No. And then what she does is she kind of goes back in time to right before she became an EMT. She was going to Yale or Stanford or whatever, and apparently she slept with one of the founders of Napster, who then later went on to form Facebook.
And then the guy she slept with, oddly enough, has a pretty decent singing voice. But
and he wanted a relationship that had no strings attached.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, that was a perfect line. That was perfect.
Line. Let's see what else. And
yeah, we don't care about rights issues. We're just having fun, Black Reaper.
we're just having
guy.
fun. Yeah, exactly. Because there's no way this would ever happen. And then let's see, what's another one? Oh, and then Captain Marvel shows up, and then Wonder Woman goes, "I'm like you, but better in every way."
No. What happens is all of a sudden she's on the ship, she's playing some music, and she starts to hear, "Hello again, friend," and then she turns it off. Be like, "Oh, I hate this song."
Yeah, exactly. And then someone's like, read a book, and they throw her the Scott Pilgrim book.
Oh,
Oh, and then Deadpool keeps sending her boxes of brie cheese. That's so
no, and then like there's a Christmas party, like a Secret Santa, and Captain Marvel opens up her present, and it's a copy of King Kong from 1933.
Or that's good too. What also is that Deadpool gets her a box that has Brie Cheese and Eric Larson comics. So it's like Brie Larson.
Oh no, and then Deadpool, he gives the Winter Soldier a copy of a DVD copy of The Martian.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like yeah. There's a guy there who looks like a young Mark Hamill. Also, there's a woman who looks remarkably like a fake version of Sue Storm.
Yeah.
Also, there's this other lady where that almost killed Jean Grey.
There you go.
And then Jason Bourne's in it too.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what? And then let's see.
All right, come on. We knew it was coming.
No, I'm not touching that. So
Jared, have you seen The Martian?
Yeah, of course I have.
It's a great movie.
It's a really good movie.
Oh, okay. I gotta say, this is my favorite.
Martian Manhunter shows up in that movie.
Okay, crossover time.
That's how he gets to Earth. Jean stowaways on that ship with Matt Damon.
And then when someone asks, like, "Hey, what's going on?" The guy from Ant-Man does a recap.
Yeah, exactly. No. He has to be the one that explains the entire crossover.
And somehow Sean Bean finds a way to die again.
Yes, exactly. He trips and falls and gets beheaded or something like that.
Can I say my favorite scene is the Project Elrod scene where like they have Sean Bean explaining Lord of the Rings. Like I love that scene. I love it so much.
And then let's see what else who else happens. And then they're on a planet, and then all of a sudden they're on a Pirates of the Caribbean planet, and then they go, "Is that Legolas on a pirate ship?"
and why is one of Padme's handmaidens kissing him?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, for Tevia, for Bloodshot, all of a sudden it's kind of funny. Dom starts turning white and has like a red circle on his chest. That's what he cosplays as.
And then someone says, "Wait, why is Casanova Frankenstein sword fighting with Jack Sparrow?"
Exactly.
Like, you know, Mystery Men, because Jeffrey Rush was the villain in Mystery Men.
Oh, it'll be really hilarious as if
Matt Damon.
So Robert Pattinson's Batman shows up, and Deadpool takes him, like holds him in the sunlight and goes, "Shouldn't you be sparkling right now?"
It's like go play baseball.
Exactly. If you build it, they will come.
Cable from X-Men.
Oh no! Actually, Cable meets Thanos,
and by Cable we mean the Cable Guy, aka Jim Carrey.
Yes, exactly. And
you find out. No. I said, "Hey, bring us that Cable Guy," and then the portal opens, and it's Jim Carrey. It's like you said you wanted the Cable Guy.
Nick, here's what you do with that. The Cable Guy is actually a closet DC movie. That's the origin for Jim Carrey's The Riddler from Batman and Batman Forever.
Oh.
That's what he did before he worked for Wayne. That's how he knows all that technology.
No, before he was the Riddler, He was a pet detective. Get your facts straight, brother.
And then he got a magical mask that had from Loki, and that's how. And you have the mask.
Sorry, my mind is scanning.
And then
this
Ace
movie.
Ventura, because he was undercovering a weird animal trafficking ring, had to go into witness protection program and move to Gotham and became Edward Nygma.
Yeah, after the events of Ace Ventura, so what would happen is the woman he was with got murdered, and then her likeness was used for a replicant named Rachel. Yeah, because
Exactly.
Sean Young. Sean Young.
And then he goes, "All righty then."
Oh my god, just shut the.
I love those movies so much.
So basically, what happened to Ken is after the events of the Barbie movie, basically he got so dissatisfied, he left Barbie Land forever, and he went to Los Angeles. Okay, and basically he got murdered almost right away, and he got turned into a replicant, and then so that basically the events of Blade Runner 2049 happened.
And then what you also don't realize is that, so you know how Cyclops died at the end of X-Men 3 in the beginning? But actually, he was on a secret X-Men mission because Professor Xavier had gotten some weird, like, psychic connections.
I know where this is going.
Somehow a blue hedgehog was going to show up. So it was like,
No,
Scott.
no. If you're gonna do this, you got to do it.
Oh, wait, this
properly.
is even better.
No, let me do it. No. What happens is after he dies, he's told, "Okay, Scott, I need you to go to the city called Metropolis. All right, there's like this being there." And then after he gets cucked by Superman, he's like, "Screw this! I'm gonna move to Montana." Then he moves to Montana, Emerald Hills, and then that's where.
And then you find out that Edward Nygma's twin brother is Dr. Robotnik.
No, and what happens is he needs some extra money. So he goes to while he's in San Francisco, he goes to this place called Delos. And what they do is they do a 3D scan of his body, and they also take an imprint of his consciousness, and they use that to be a host in a park called Westworld. Oh my god, we need to do more of these.
Look at Black Reaper Cry. Great Scott. Yes, thank you.
Oh.
What's another good one? I'm trying to think of another good
So
crossover.
so you know how
I got it.
No. So you know how Dracula is immortal?
Mm-hmm.
He lived so long, he eventually left our planet. He left our solar system, and I get. Oh, by the way, Nyx is here.
Nyx.
So I'm gonna do this one real quick, and then Nyx, you can do your thing. So he left our solar system. He eventually entered the galaxy far, far away. What it turns out is Dracula, because he's so old, he has a lot of midichlorians in him. And he went from Count Dracula to Count Dooku.
Count D. There you go. That works. So I got one more. Let me have one more. So Soldier Boy gets lost one day. He falls through a portal, ends up in the DC universe, and then decides, I have to hide out here somewhere. So he puts on a red hood. And then he and Arsenal, played by Jared Padalecki, decide to team up with the Justice League Dark and travel around the world tracking supernatural threats.
No, even better. So basically, you have Felicia Day, who is playing Starfire in this. They decide to become the Outlaws.
Oh, yes, of course. There you go.
Like, I know you're, because Felicia Day was a frequent guest of Supernatural, is what I'm saying.
You have to have a scene where she comes out of the water in the bikini, because that's one of the most iconic parts from that book where Starfire comes out.
I mean, they did a total, like, that's a Bond thing, but yes. Nyx, so how are you doing, girl?
Are you just peachy?
Absolutely.
So, Nyx, do you have anything you'd like to share with us?
I would. Sadly, I wasn't able to do the cosplay because I went on a last-minute meal with my aunt and my cousin, who was very excited. She's 19 now, so she gets to have her first drink, and she was very, very stoked for that.
Oh, yeah, because I forgot. Oh, Canada, where the drinking age is 19.
So you're saying, Nyx, it was just one more day in Canada. I had to do it with Nyx.
Yep. But
You're
since
killing
I've
me,
gotten
Smalls.
since I've gotten it, I have been obsessively playing Princess Peach Showtime. I'm still not actually completed it. I've been trying to go and do all the well, not all of the side stuff, but mostly like gem collecting and ribbon collecting. I'll get into that.
So,
But,
is this your initial review or is it your full review? Because you can do another review when you finished it if you want.
this is my initial, but I think it also kind of. I don't think my opinions of this game are going to change
All right.
anytime soon.
The floor is yours, Nix. In fact, I am going to that. There.
It's a great game. I have loved it since I got it. It is very beautiful. The loading screens can get a little long, and certain loading screens, for some reason, are very slow. Like you can tell that they're, I don't want to say rendering, but like it's kind of like when you have really crappy internet and you're on YouTube and it's kind of buffering. It's what it feels like.
Gotcha.
But other than that, there is a lot of really cute attention to detail. It's really good. If you're using the stairs and you want to go down them, you can go over to the railing in the hotel, and Peach will slide down it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's such a small thing, but it's got so much character in it. And so she has her. You have different idle animations for every costume, and yes, she gets different costumes for different stages. The very first one is the sword fighter costume, and it's great. So there's different movesets for every costume. You have attacking with your sword in the sword fighter costume, obviously. You have singing as a mermaid to control schools of fish to go and help you get through the level and find little secret things. Detective Peach can you hold down B and she'll use her little magnifying glass to look for clues, and you do this with certain items, and she'll have this sort of eureka moment. If you get it wrong, though, because this is kind of like, aha, it was you all along kind of thing, or oh, this is suspicious.
Objection.
Yeah, it's kind of like her Phoenix Wright objection one. But if you get it wrong, you lose health, which I thought was clever. You know,
so
because,
I think we all know the answer to this, but Dave asked a very poor taste question.
no, those say forward stuff.
Yeah, Dave's not interested, but hey, continue, please, Nix.
There's she gets to become a dashing thief, and she has this little thing. It basically functions as Peter's spider web. So you can use it. It's like a little grappling hook, but you can also use it to hit buttons, and you get to hack stuff as a thief to help open doors and whatnot. The figure skater is really cool because you can do like little stunts and jumps, but it's all like timed. So I said on Twitter actually that I do not work very well under pressure. This game really tests that at certain points. It really
Under
does.
pressure.
The Cowgirl Peach, the last stage you do for the Cowgirl Peach to get back one of the guys that were taken. It took me a few tries to get it right, but I finally got the last gem for it because you have to go through the stage and keep your train at the end completely damage free. And I panicked every time, and I tried to grab barrels and throw them at the boss for that stage.
Wait,
and I
you
would
tried
miss.
to make a barrel roll?
Yeah, but I would miss and hit other barrels that were in my way. So finally, I went to YouTube and I was like, "Hey, what the heck am I doing wrong?" And the guy's like, "Just calm down, and take your time to aim. That's the whole secret to it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, of course."
Yeah, it's always like one of those things where it's like you struggle with something so much, and then you look it up, and you're like, "Oh, duh, I'm stupid."
Well, yeah, like even before I reached it, I was like, I probably should just, calm down. It's probably not a big deal. But I get really stressed very easily especially when it's like time sensitive. And so it got really hard for me. But
so Nix, On a scale of 1 to 10, one being the worst game ever, 10 being the best game ever, what would you rate it?
I'd give it like a solid 9, maybe a 9.5. It is very interesting. It's a great game. This one thing that people have been talking about on the internet is where's Mario? And I've seen a lot of people get angry about that because, oh, well, it's Peach's first game and people are making a big deal of Mario not being here, blah, blah, blah. But it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't Mario be here? There's a crisis in the Mushroom Kingdom. He's the hero. This is kind of his job.
Yeah.
So where is he?
So I'm really glad you like it. And before we get to like the crazy
Man,
crossover
a
stuff,
9.5, Nick. So what you're telling me is that it's as good as Starfield.
so Nix, have you seen the cover for the comic yet?
Oh, that looks really good.
Yep. So
Wow.
this is the cover for Turn Samurai issue 4, done by our friend Neff, the Nefarious Watcher. Yes, we have Ginger. Ginger confirmed. There's Quell. Yes. So Turn Samurai number 4. And then if you made it this far, please make sure to give us a like, a comment. And the other good thing is the pre-launch page is actually active right now. So yeah, if you haven't done it yet, please make sure to go give this a follow. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, so take a look at that. I'm just doing like a little quick kind of thing. Then we're gonna go back to our regular scheduled program.
I was just going to say, too, they actually brought in a new voice actress for Peach.
Oh, really? Who?
Samantha Taylor, I believe her name is. And actually, I didn't really pick up on it. Like, I kind of got the vibe that her voice was different in the game at first. I mentioned it on Twitter. Heard something about her voice is off, and I was like, I'll probably get used to it. I did. I actually think she does a really good job. It isn't as, like, high or girlish as the old Peach's voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's got more of a huskier quality to it, but it really works for the game.
So, Nix, let me ask you a question. Which fictional character do you think Peach would be good friends with outside of the Mario games?
Ms. Marvel in Avengers 200.
Oh, of course he goes there. Of course you do, brother. Like, I think Zelda and Peach would be good friends.
They got along pretty well in Smash Brawl, so
Yeah, but like
Princess Power.
I'm
But
trying
I
to think Xena and Peach.
I'm telling you, all I want is here's a great idea for so what you actually see is that a portal opens and then Princess Peach walks through, but all of a sudden she's in like a council of princesses and it's got like Wonder Woman, Xena, Red Sonja, and then they all team up. You could call it Princesses of Power.
Nix, I'm sorry, we keep interrupting you. Who do you think would be a good friend with Princess Peach?
I think Peach would get along well with anyone who wasn't like evil. Like even Bowser, she's kind of on friendlier terms with, and he kidnaps her every other weekend.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Peach lets herself get kidnapped. We know what's going on.
Oh, Mario,
Honestly,
come save me!
Oh no, Mario pissed me off. I'm gonna let myself get kidnapped and have a weekend of fun with Bowser. By the way, Nick, there's a YouTube video I need to send to you after this.
Surprisingly, actually, I think she'd get along well with Sailor Moon.
Actually, yes, I agree with that. I very much agree with that.
I mean,
They're both
Madeline
princesses.
Pryor. You mean Madeline Pryor from X-Men '97?
Well, that's a queen. Also, Jared
steals Peach, and then he gets. Actually, what had happened is that Thanos gets the gauntlet and the stone, snaps his fingers, and the only one that vanishes is Namor, and he makes it so you can't undo it because Namor is the only Marvel character that he's like, I hate that guy.
Oh dear God!
And all of a sudden, Lois Lane vanishes. Oh, actually, what you would see is like Guy Gardner start egging Lois Lane's house, like, "Hey, Lois, you suck."
Yeah, I know.
And then,
I know.
And then John Wick teams up with Neo from The Matrix.
Okay, that's too obvious. That's too
Did
obvious.
you see they're making another Matrix movie, Nick?
I don't see why they would. I mean, it's kind of outplayed now.
Well, to be fair, the first movie and even the sequels made a crap ton of money, and The Matrix is a cultural milestone. It's like with Terminator. They're going to keep rebooting Terminator because Terminator is a cultural milestone. They're going to keep trying to recreate that magic.
I haven't seen a franchise really be so relevant since like old horror movies.
True. I just hope that when they reboot the Matrix movies, they bring back the team from the fourth Matrix movie.
They're not going to. But like the director, it has done good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point we need to just do a prequel. We need to just do a. Here's what they need to do. Okay. So you know the Planet of the Apes movies?
Yeah.
You know how they did Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Basically do that, but with the Matrix. Because like the Matrix has this huge backstory. You know, like the Animatrix, you know, the Sega Genesis? Do that but with live action. That is a trilogy right there.
That's a good idea.
Because then you can do that on the cheap because you can hire all new actors, you know, and have like all these people. And it like I think that works.
That works. I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah. You know, reboot with like I don't know, because like the problem I have is if you have like a different version of the Matrix, you run the risk of just telling the same story just with a different skin. I want a new story.
What what they do is they make it so the Matrix is actually a computer game and the whole thing is a fake.
And so you basically want a movie about a tired old web developer, game developer who's trying to make the Matrix, but then he's told that he's actually the what you get where I'm going.
Yeah, you could say he has a resurrection of sorts. By the way, that new Planet of the Apes movie looks really good.
Honestly, I only ever saw the first Planet of the Apes reboot movie, which I'm sorry, but having Malfoy be the one to say "damn dirty apes" was a stroke of genius.
Yes, exactly. I think you should see the other ones, and Nick, I think you'd enjoy them.
They always look kind of cool. I need if I'm gonna watch them, I need to like rewatch the first one and then rewatch the other ones because they do look kind of interesting.
Plus, Caesar's played by Gollum.
Yeah. What the hell?
No, that's what Agent Smith. Agent Smith is actually. Here's what you do: the Matrix is infected with a virus. That it turns out the Super Mario games and movies are actually the Matrix.
No. So what happens is, basically you have a society to where every electronic is connected to the Matrix, and in order to interface with it, you have to have a network navigator or a net navi, and on these you basically these net navis are AIs that you interact with, and you have these things called personal terminals or PET for short. I'm sorry, people who know this, I'm sure certain people know exactly what I'm doing. So basically, you have these net navis, and people be like, "Oh, which one's the strongest?" And so you have battles on the net, your net battles, and the protagonist, let's give him some kind of like cool internety name. Let's call him Lan. Lan Hikari, I guess. I love how Jared has no idea what I'm talking about, but pretty much everyone else knows.
I know what a LAN is, but then again...
No! Nix, do you know what game I'm talking about?
Trying to think.
And so basically, Lan, his father, basically creates him a very special net navi. And it's called...
Are you making a Tron crossover?
I know what this is.
So his father creates and it's called Megaman.exe. Mega Man Battle Network, baby.
Took me a few minutes. Oh my god!
And
that
you
was
find
blast
out
from the
his
past.
father is Flynn, but he's in the witness protection program, so he re-uploads the Tron program.
Actually,
Thank
Tron-
you, Jordan. Thank you.
I gotta say, a Tron and Mega Man Battle Network crossover does sound kind of cool.
With the Matrix, because it's in the internet. You could do that.
So basically, Thomas Anderson's NetNavi is Neo.exe.
Yeah.
And then you have
Nick, you know what this is?
Kevin Flynn's NetNavi is Clue.exe.
We just created the Landverse.
Hi, Nix. It's just us two.
Uh,
You're on the bottom now.
I'll
You're on the
drink
bottom.
your prune juice.
Oh, fluff off. Dave says it right there. This is why cinematic universes are a bad idea.
But they sell well, so there you go.
So I just gotta say, this is like the Jared,
Yeah, exactly. You could do that. There you go.
Cyborg.exe.
Yeah, he uploads a part of himself to the EXE, and that's what he does casually because they established in the comics that Cyborg has an Xbox in his shoulder.
And basically Cyborg's body is a cross fusion. Is when you become your NetNavi in like kind of like a real world space. So Cyborg is a cross fusion. God. Oh my god. This is I gotta say, this is the culmination of 2 hours of insanity right here. God bless you all. God bless you all.
God bless us, everyone.
No.
There's got to be a joke.
By the
in
way,
a
there's
Batman
one
movie.
There's one more movie we need to add to this crossover.
Oh boy,
The Lawnmower Man.
Oh,
And maybe
well,
John. Also, we could also add in Johnny Mnemonic. So, Jared, have you heard of this movie, Johnny Mnemonic?
Nope, I'm not as old as you are.
I have.
So this movie stars a young actor named Keanu Reeves. Okay, and basically he gets a transmission from the World Wide Web, aka the Matrix.
It says he's the
he
one.
And he has this like package in his head that's killing him. So there's a point where he actually logs into the Matrix to make a long distance phone call. This is not the Matrix, I swear.
Someone should call the lawyers because that sounds just like the Matrix.
To be fair, it's based off of a novel that came out 20 years beforehand, and the movie came out 4 years before The Matrix. So
It's not a bad movie. Never read the novel.
yeah, I want room service.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's actually not bad, but the similarities to The Matrix are crazy. Also, it's like you got Henry Rollins as a doctor for some reason, and like the chick from Starship Troopers is there. And yeah, it did come out, and Ice-T is in it. Oh, it's just a crazy movie, but I love it. So yeah, let's kind of wrap things up here. We're kind of getting close to the 2 hour mark, and Jared's got food to make. I've got things to do, and then Nix has Princess Peach to play with. So that sounded so bad. We're gonna wrap.
Nick.
So Jared, tell me, where can people find you, and what do you want to say to people?
You can find me on Comics League on YouTube, Comics League JT on Twitter. I just uploaded a discussion Nick and I did talk about why Invincible is awesome, and the word that I want to leave people with is Lois Lane is Lois Lane, and she belongs with General Zod.
Oh, sorry. Jared kind of cut up there for a second.
Maxibat for life.
Okay.
I'm done.
So, yeah, and trust me, I had my finger on the remove button just in case you hacked up again.
Thanks,
Nix.
Pops.
Nix.
Oh.
Where can people find you, and what do you want to say?
You can find me at X or Twitter, whichever you prefer to call it, under Bunny Girl Nix. And But I'm gonna get back to Princess Peach very soon. I'm gonna do a full review, hopefully in cosplay.
I'm sure. Yes, Tevia, my finger is on the pulse. So as for myself, like I said, thank you for joining us, everybody. I really appreciate you guys. We will be doing the Twilight Zone episode tomorrow, next week, because like we had some cancellations and Nix was going to be late, and I didn't want to be the only one talking about Twilight Zone because like Nix is also familiar with it, so we're doing it next week. Probably a good thing because Jared would just be constantly making old man jokes, and I don't want that. Don't you dare! I have my finger. Jared's being a good boy, so let's just be thankful for
Happens
that.
what if I meant?
You are not sending me to the corner.
Which okay, so you can find me on Twitter at the Phoenix Press, YouTube. Just search. Well, you're on YouTube anyway. I'll be on CLD later tonight, harassing Jared, reviewing Captain Marvel. The next week.
Oh,
The
don't
next
worry,
Saturday.
Nick.
This Saturday.
I'm gonna give you one more day. Don't worry.
So, and then tomorrow, I will be on Movie Night where we review the greatest movie ever, Batman and Robin. And then I'll be doing Spider-Man with Nix and Lug. Thankfully, no Jared this time, so we can have peace. So, thank you, everybody. And don't forget, Wonderbat is always canon, and I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it.